What if the greatest historical discoveries weren't made by scholars in dusty libraries or carefully planned excavations, but by adventurers chasing fortune and glory? Imagine stumbling upon a shipwreck brimming with gold, or unearthing an ancient tomb untouched for centuries. But what if, in doing so, we rewrite history itself? Throughout time, treasure hunters, sometimes seen as reckless looters, other times as heroic explorers, have uncovered secrets long buried, changing the way we understand civilizations, lost cultures, and even our own origins. But their impact is far from straightforward. Every discovery comes with consequences, raising urgent questions about ethics, ownership, and the fragile balance between history and greed. This is the story of how treasure hunters have shaped, distorted, and sometimes even destroyed our past. History is often written in books, but it is hidden in the ground, buried under sand and sea. Some of the greatest archaeological finds have not been uncovered by scholars, but by those with a metal detector and an insatiable hunger for adventure. Take the story of Mel Fisher, an American treasure hunter who spent 16 years searching for the Nuestra Señora de Atocha, a Spanish galleon that sank off the Florida coast in 1622. His perseverance paid off in 1985 when he discovered its remains, loaded with gold, silver, and emeralds worth over $400 million. More than just treasure, the find provided invaluable insights into Spain's maritime trade, shipbuilding, and even the lives of enslaved people who perished aboard. However, Fisher's success came at a cost, as the discovery ignited a heated legal battle between his team, the U.S. government, and the state of Florida. The question loomed: who truly owned the treasure? The government? Fisher? The descendants of those who lost it? Ultimately, Fisher won the legal rights, but the controversy highlighted the tension between historical preservation and private gain. Or consider the discovery of the Terracotta Army by Chinese farmers in 1974. Digging a well, they inadvertently unearthed the first figures of an army that would soon be recognized as one of the most significant archaeological finds in history. This 8,000-strong army of clay soldiers, built to guard China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang Shunan, reshaped scholars' understanding of ancient Chinese military power and burial practices. The farmers, however, received little compensation and watched as their discovery became a world-renowned treasure controlled by the Chinese government. Each find rewrites history, yet each also raises a troubling question: at what cost? For every well-documented discovery, there are countless cases of destruction. Many ancient sites have been irrevocably damaged by treasure hunters, their cultural context lost forever. One of the most infamous cases of looting is the destruction of the Eeyore El Dorado legend. For centuries, treasure seekers scoured the rainforests of South America, seeking the golden city believed to be hidden deep in the Amazon. Entire indigenous cultures were displaced, sacred sites ransacked, and artifacts smuggled away into private collections, lost to history. In some cases, historical records were altered to justify the plunder, turning legend into chaos and erasing the truths of civilizations that once thrived. The relentless search for El Dorado not only devastated ancient cultural sites, but also fueled a modern-day black market for looted artifacts, making it nearly impossible to track or preserve historical records. Another shocking example is the looting of King Priam's treasure, when an astonishing collection of gold and jewels unearthed by Heinrich Schliemann in the 1870s. He claimed to have found the remains of ancient Troy, proving Homer's Iliad was based on real events. But in his obsession, he smuggled the treasure out of Turkey, falsified excavation records, and damaged crucial layers of historical context. Today, the artifacts remain scattered across museums and private collections, their true story fragmented forever. Schliemann's methods, while yielding one of the greatest archaeological discoveries, compromised the integrity of the historical site, making it impossible to accurately reconstruct the past. This raises an unsettling reality. Treasure hunting is not just about discovery, it is about control. Who gets to tell history, who profits from it, and who loses everything in the process? Modern archaeology has strict rules to preserve sites, document artifacts, and respect the cultures they uncover. Treasure hunters, however, often operate outside these rules. Their goals are different. Where archaeologists seek knowledge, treasure hunters seek profit. A prime example of this tension unfolded in the 1980s when American treasure hunter Tommy Thompson discovered the SS Central America, a ship that sank in 1857 carrying tons of gold. The find, worth hundreds of millions, became mired in lawsuits, betrayal, and fraud. Thompson himself went into hiding for years, accused of stealing millions from investors. The gold was found, but the truth was buried under legal battles and greed. Archaeologists argue that treasure hunting often leads to the loss of invaluable historical data. An unearthed golden mask might tell us the wealth of a king, but without its surroundings, we lose the knowledge of his people, his rituals, his world. Once disturbed, history can never be put back together. Not all treasure hunters are villains. Some have made discoveries that have changed history for the better. In 1922, Howard Carter discovered the tomb of King Tutankhamun, arguably the most famous find in Egyptology. His excavation, though criticized for damaging the site, brought the world's attention to the splendor of ancient Egypt and led to further scientific study of the boy king's lineage, reign, and cause of death. Similarly, Robert Ballard, the oceanographer who discovered the wreck of the Titanic, when in 1985, used cutting-edge technology to map and study the site rather than simply pillage it. His work provided not just artifacts, but a deeper understanding of the ship's tragic fate and the lives lost. In some cases, treasure hunters have partnered with archaeologists, balancing discovery with preservation. The best outcomes arise when both sides recognize that history belongs to all of humanity, not just those who find it first. Somewhere deep in the ocean, in an uncharted cave or beneath a forgotten jungle canopy, history waits to be uncovered. Perhaps the next great find will rewrite what we know about ancient civilizations, or fuel another battle between treasure hunters and scholars. One thing is certain, history is never truly lost. It is just waiting for someone to find it. But will they be a guardian of the past or its greatest threat? What do you think? Should treasure hunters be celebrated or stopped? Should the past belong to those who find it or to the cultures from which it came? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Enjoyed the content? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing updates.